House of Representatives urges federal government to pay local contractors. President Tinubu seeks National Assembly's nod for 1.15 trillion naira loan. And House condemns deadly attack on lawmakers' convoy. Welcome to You and Your Reps. This week, the House considers new borrowing requests, presses for payments to local contractors, and weighs in on key national issues, including a call for tighter security after a recent incident involving one of its members. I am Victor Azu. Thank you for joining us. The House of Representatives is urging the federal government to pay local contractors owed for completed projects. Lawmakers say settling the debts will boost confidence in public contracts. The House also met to reconsider its earlier decision to suspend plenary over the subject.
Gaining access into the National Assembly complex was an ordeal on Tuesday morning as local contractors protested delayed payments for projects they have executed. The issue had lingered for months, forcing the House leadership in September to interface between the contractors and the Ministry of Finance, while payments reportedly commenced after presidential directives. However, the dust is yet to settle, as the local contractors have vowed to pitch tent in the National Assembly until they are paid. This prompted an urgent motion by the House Minority Leader on the floor, which was further amended and adopted unanimously by a voice vote.
Consequently, the House is urged to resolve that the Minister of Finance, Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, and the Accountant General of the country be given 7 days to make the aforesaid payments of all outstanding bills to local contractors for 2024 and implement the 2025 budget.
Sitting of plenary should adjourn for 1 week. After 1 week, when we hear from the side of the executives about this issue of non-payment and implementation of 2024-2025 budget, then we will continue sitting, Mr. Speaker.
The contractors promised that during this 1 week they will continue to demonstrate, make this place inconducive for us and inaccessible for us. So we won't be fighting with them at the gate to come in. So it's sensible for us to keep away and give the government, the executive, the opportunity to do the needful. I agree very much with the motion and I second it.
However, contrary to its resolution on the floor, House spokesman Akin Rotimi has issued a statement announcing that the House of Representatives will reconvene for plenary on Wednesday, the 5th of November 2025, to rescind its decision to suspend plenary. The House spokesman attributed the sudden turn of events to positive developments arising from engagements and interventions across various levels of government concerning issues that informed the earlier adjournment. Also during plenary, the House rejected a motion to investigate alleged illegal allocation of federal government land at the Lagos International Trade Fair complex.
Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu is asking the National Assembly to approve a 1.15 trillion naira borrowing plan from the domestic debt market. The request, read by Deputy Speaker Benjamin Kalu, is to help close funding gaps in the 2025 budget.
NTA News gathered that during the closed-door sessions, lawmakers demanded full implementation of the capital component of the 2024 Appropriation Act by the executive, as well as commencement of implementation of the 2025 budget. President Tinubu's request was thereafter entertained in plenary. The president, in his letter, emphasized the need to increase domestic borrowing limit in the 2025 budget to bridge the shortfall in funding the budget deficit. This, the president notes, will enable government meet its financial obligations and stimulate economic growth.
The National Assembly passed a budget of 59.99 trillion naira, an increase of 5.25 trillion naira from the 49.74 trillion naira budget proposed by the executive. This increase created a budget deficit of 14.10 trillion naira. However, the proposed borrowing approved in the budget was 12.95 trillion naira. It is therefore necessary to increase the domestic borrowing limit in the 2025 budget.
The loan request has been referred to the House Committee on AIDS, Loans and Debt Management for consideration. The House also passed 3 bills. One, to amend the Raw Materials Research and Development Council Act to protect local manufacturing industries, and 2 others to establish the Chartered Institute of Public Health Studies and Administration, as well as establish the Federal Medical Center, Gumel, Jigawa State.
The House of Representatives has condemned the deadly attack on the convoy of the member representing Bogu, Agwara Federal Constituency of Niger State, Jafaru Mohammed Ali. House spokesman Akin Rotimi confirmed that the ambush occurred along the Luma-Babana road while the lawmaker was on his way to Babana for a constituency engagement. Security operatives attached to his convoy were killed in the assault, while the lawmaker's driver and aides sustained injuries. The House expressed condolences to the families of the slain officers, security agencies, and the government and people of Niger State, calling for a full investigation into the incident. This week on the legislative terms and tools, we are unpacking one phrase you've probably heard many times: constituency project. What exactly does it mean? How is it funded? And why does it matter so much to communities across Nigeria? Let's break it down. In our committee segment, we sit down with Deputy Leader of the House, Abdullahi Ali Halims. He shares insights into the priorities of the 10th House in the ongoing constitution amendment process and offers a thoughtful take on what true representation means in today's Nigeria.
By the privileges bestowed on this 10th Assembly and the desire of the 10th Assembly and the country as a whole to, alter or amend the Constitution as regards to so many, so many desires. The 10th Assembly has come up with the revision of the Constitution in terms of creation of states, special seats for women, community policing or state police, and several other desires of the people of the country. So what we are doing now is attending to their requests in all the zones of the country. We've traveled, we've called for memorandum, we've sat with several organizations, groups, and we are working on so many other things. There is more desire and there's more people buying in, more legislators buying into the demand for special seat for women in this current assembly. And it appears that, yes, people are beginning to get more awareness that, yes, for a good democracy, for effective governance, that there's need to increase more seats for women. Women's voice to be heard more in the parliament. And that is exactly why we now see more people are beginning to get the consciousness, the desire, and for more women to get more seats, so that more voices of women will make contribution to our democracy. It is democracy. What people desire is what we give to them. That's what is called democracy. It's government of the people, by the people, for the people. We can now see that, yes, the atmosphere is full of desire for more seats for women. That's democracy. And the women are lobbying so fast with high intensity to get this desire satisfied. And you must follow the desire of the people. And the women are lobbying so with alacrity. And by the grace of God, even the legislators too, the male legislators, are seeing the desire. And even on the international world, you see that our democracy is shortened because of our inadequate women representation. So we want to, make sure that we measure up with the world standard. So it's not about cost. We have enough resources, and by the grace of God, effective management is all we needed in this country. We want women to be given a seat, especially in the House of Representatives, every state to give one woman a special seat. And that will bring in about 37 more women into the parliament, including the FCT, Federal Capital Territory. If that is passed into law anyway, that's our desire. And that will help the country to the best of my knowledge. State policing, in a way, is to the cost, in terms of cost, to be borne by the state government. But there's also what we call community policing, but the control will come from the federal government. Because of that some of the state governors dodging from the cost burden. And you can still see that some governors are equally very interested in that state policing. But some section of the country are saying in terms of governance, in terms of control, and so many other factors. They want to, some major contribution from our, various parliamentary sessions are going in for community policing, that the cost and the control will be borne by the federal government. But in all this, it's a proposal. They are all proposals subject to ratification by the 36 states of the country, and that will make what will make it a law in any way. Two-thirds majority of the states. That's almost about 24 states or thereof. Creation of states are majorly what some people, majority of the people now crave for. I am even one of them. From my own state, Kogi State. It is our desire, very, very, very desirous of the entire Igala Basa Kingdom to have a state of their own. Not because we're oppressed, no, but because we want further development for the entire people of Igala Basa Kingdom. I'm fronting for them in the National Assembly by virtue of my position and a member of the Constitutional Review Committee. So other states too. Some states are looking for further states because of maybe their ethnicity. Some is because of regionality. You understand? So these are why varying states are craving for more states. The way I look at it may be different from others, but representation is all about people's interest. You give to them because it is by their grace and grace of God that you come to whatever level of representation. You must give back to the society that made sure you are elected. And it's not just in terms of legislation alone. You must physically, through dividends of democracy, give back to the society. You must make sure that they enjoy the comfort of democracy through provision of essential amenities to the society. You can't satisfy every individual, it's not possible. But you can provide for the entire community, even not about party. Those in other parties will enjoy the amenities, the provisions of social amenities you've made available to them, like provision of schools we are doing, provision of hospitals, modern clinics we are doing, like provision of boreholes we are doing, like provision of good roads we are doing, like opening of suburb roads we are doing, like provision of electricity we are doing, and so many other things. These are what the community, the individuals you know and the ones you know not, enjoys from the community. You understand? And you must help them through skills acquisition so that you can empower them. They become independent in terms of social amenities, like provision of trainings, support programs, empowerment in terms of some cash to enable them start business of their own. Like we train some people to be able to, even organizers, we train some people to know how to do this fashion design. We train some people to, soap making, something that will make them independent on some businesses, and will provide materials for them to take off. You understand? Some of the boys who are interested in even in this Okada business, you make sure you get motorcycles for them. We make abundant of this for them. Like presently, we've been giving out, and now as we are talking, we have over 350 motorcycles to give to them very soon. We have vehicles to give to them. Some people just to make sure that yes, we'll give them, you know, some vehicles to enable them even be doing a taxi. You understand? Even some people, some farmers, will give them local training, give them these insecticide sprayers, we give them even wheelbarrows to help them in their farm business. By so doing, you lessen the burden, the difficulty in their business for them. I want to see a reformed and a renewed hope for this country, for my constituency too.
And that's you and your reps for this week. Your window into the debates, decisions, and duties of the House of Representatives. I am Victor Azo. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.